Hello, everyone. It's Kathy of Kathy's Quilts and Stitching. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to show you what I stitched on in September and talk about some October plans maybe at the end. I'm going to start today with some previous finishes by one of my favorite designers, who is Melissa from Pinker and Pumpkin blog. So she's a crafter. She does all kinds of different, quilting and cross stitch, and she's also a collector. She has lovely photographs of the things she collects and displays of things that she has in her home. And she also is a pattern designer for cross stitch. So I have stitched many of her little designs, and I'm going to show you those today. Here's the first one. This is her little mini strawberry sampler. I mean, these are tiny, but they're on 14 count, so they could be tinier if you did them on smaller count. This is the mini strawberry sampler. All her little mini samplers have an alphabet and some little pictures to stitch. So because this is a strawberry one, there's 2 strawberries, some little tiny strawberry flowers. And then in the back, I have some strawberry fabric. So cute. And this is my preferred way of finishing a little mini hanging. So I just tuck a square, fold it over into a triangle, into each corner in the binding, and then I use a little skewer. You can get them at the dollar store. It's pointy on one end, and I cut it to fit, and I just tuck it in here. And then it hangs on one nail anywhere. So if I forget when I'm finishing, because sometimes I get pretty excited. So like on a squirrel finish, this is the mini squirrel sampler. And I did all the letters different colors, just different fall colors, just for fun. I forgot to put the little hanging things in the corners, so I just put a little safety pin in the back, and then that also can hang on one nail. Or if you forget, like I did for the mini pumpkin sampler with little pumpkins on the back, so cute, you can get one of these little hangers. And these are the clover clips, and then that can hang on a little nail on the wall. So here's 3 of my, I don't have 3 hands, 3 of my little mini finishes. Here we go. I love them. They're like little treats, little snacks, little stitchy candy. And so this month, well, in September, and it's known in some circles as Sampler September. So I started a new little one, and this is mini sunflower sampler. What's happening here? And I have stitched all of these on 14 count Aida that I had tea dyed. Some of it's pretty stained. I'm getting down to some of the parts that I might not love to use. Well, we'll see. So it looks like I can do 3 more on this scrap. Then I'll have to do some more tea dyeing. So there's the mini sunflower sampler. Pretty close to finishing. Pattern fell on the floor. Okay. So pinkerandpumpkin.blogspot.com. You can find all kinds of free patterns there. I encourage you to go visit her. Okay. Book of Days. Little Book of Days. There it is. Book of Days. I love my Book of Days. Here's the little commercial. This is my 3rd year. Here's 2023, 2024. I can look through, I can look at all the projects that I've worked on in the previous years. Back, I put some photographs. I love it. I was thinking about, wonder what their cover photo is going to be, because it's always interesting what they choose for their cover photo, and realizing how much I love it. And I see other people posting about different kinds of planners, and why this works for me is it's very simple. If it's not simple, I'm not going to keep up with it day after day, month after month, year after year. There's a spot to record what you're stitching on. And at the side, I put the list of all the projects I worked on that month after I fill in the whole month. So here's September. And over here are all the projects listed that I'm going to show you that I've worked on in the month of September. I put some stickers in, some photographs, and I have fun with it, but it's a very basic recording. There's not a lot of information. Um, and so I've been able to keep up with it for 3 years now. So I can't wait to see what 2026 is going to bring us. Okay. Finish. I have a finish. I finished Hello Summer. This was a free pattern from Primrose Cottage. And I'm you have to be a newsletter subscriber and then you get a free pattern every month. This is the one for the summer, probably July or August, probably July. And here's my little finish. Ta-da! I made it into a little tiny pillow. And when Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher shows it, she pinches it on the back and then she does this. Oh, that works pretty good. With some red trim. My friend Debbie says she just hand stitches that trim on because I don't have a glue gun, so I just hand stitched it and I tried to fluff it up, but it looks like there's little bites. Like you can see where I stitched it, but that's okay. Little strawberry fabric for summer fruit on the back. Hey, that matches the back of the little wall hanging. That's so funny because they were made years apart. Oh, where did that go? Oh, I didn't bring that one down. Never mind. Never mind. I went around collecting up the little mini samplers on the wall and I didn't bring that one down that has the strawberry backing. Anyways, here we are, my little Hello Summer pillow. And I love how it turned out. I love this. And the stuffing is some lizard litter, walnut crushed shells that I had, but I didn't have enough to fill it. So I added a few pellets, polyester pellets or whatever they are. But I really would like to fill some pillows with polyester roving or something. I don't know. I got to find some. My friend Debbie has some. I'm going to get some. But for now, this is my little finished pillow and I love how it turned out. So thank you, Primrose Cottage, for that lovely pattern. I really appreciated that and had a lot of fun stitching it and I love the finish. Okay, what's next? Next is the frog department. Frog department is not very full this month, I'm happy to say. One project came right out of the frog department, which I'll show you in a minute. And so what went into the frog department is my Canadian sampler. This is a pattern by Erin Elizabeth, and I love this pattern. I started it during the Olympics with the goal to finish it before the next Olympics, Winter Olympics. And there it is so far. So the borders have been very fun to stitch. The house has been very hard. I don't like block stitching, so I do a little bit at a time. So I do a little bit of flowers and then I do a little bit of the house. So I decided that I wasn't going to do a white house because it wouldn't show up on this fabric. The house is white. Made that decision a long time ago, made it to look more like wood and boards. So I changed the colors and that has worked fine, except for now I have to figure out how to do the change over to the porch. What colors to do for the porch. And also I made a mistake on the windows. So you can see the windows, they have 4 panes each. And they were equal sizes and something happened here. See how the bottom pane looks bigger than the other 3 panes of windows? This is the pot that goes on the porch. And so I realized I had the same wrong number of stitches for this window. Do I make another error over here purposefully so that they match? Or do I rip out here and fix that? And so now it's in the frog department. As soon as I realize that, I'm like, oh no, that's a problem for another day. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So it's just sitting, resting in the frog department, waiting for somebody to figure that out. We'll see who's going to figure that out for me. Okay. Oh, I want to show you the wedding quilt under finishes. Oh, I didn't talk about that. So I finished my daughter's wedding quilt. The wedding was 2 years ago. No rush. It was a signature quilt, so everyone at the wedding who wanted to could sign a little block that I had them all pieced and on a table. So it's got each block was 4 inches square, and there's space to write their signature or a little message if they wanted in a Pigma marker. And then I turned those into this pattern. So it's called Good News by a Wing and a Prayer. Finished size is 63 by 79. It was hard. And I'm an experienced quilter, very experienced quilter. I've been quilting for 30 years, more than that. But the pattern is several pages. And because I changed it, of course, to instead of piece blocks, I put signature blocks, and the signature blocks all had to be facing the same way. It began with a panel that you cut up with a picture of the panel in the pattern. Yeah, that's what the panel, oh, it's got coffee stains on it. That was the panel. You cut it up how they tell you to. And then you have to figure out what you're doing with all your signature blocks. And anyways, I can't show you the whole thing because it's enormous, but you can see that it's done, and it was quilted by Sharon Neve Gray with her long arm. And see if you can see oh, you can. It's fireside on the back, and it's quilted with hearts and flowers. Oh, it's so pretty, and it feels so soft. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I just have one more corner to finish the binding, and as soon as that's finished, it will be going to my daughter's house, and so I won't see it, or I won't be able to show it to you anymore. My friend Barb did some stitching on it, so I just have this much more to finish, and then it's off to their house. So it'll be there in time for their 2nd-year anniversary. And I'm very happy about that. That's a big finish, hard work finish, and I'm so happy that that's done. My other finish was Silver Creek Sampler. I did a stitchery for my grandson for his first birthday. And this is the pattern that I used from Silver Creek Samplers. And on the bottom here, I drafted his name and his birth date. Pretty proud of that. I'll show you a picture because it's at their house. And I blocked out the personal information at the bottom with that blue bar, but that's how it turned out. It was so fun, so cute stitch. I really liked it, except for the word miracle was supposed to be in Krynic. I tried really hard, but it was like trying to deal with, you know, that jewelry making, I don't know, string, wire, whatever it is. It looked terrible. It looked terrible. It was fraying like crazy. This is not my friend. And so I asked my daughter which of these golds she would like to replace this one, and she picked this yellow. She didn't want a gold at all. So, nope, not that. I'm sorry. She picked Queen Bee, which is a little bit goldy, but mostly yellow. So that's what she picked for the word miracle, which was supposed to be in Krynic, and it turned out great. I was so happy with that choice. And Krynic and I will never buy another piece of it. So I'll just show you that again, how it turned out. So, you know, oh, what happened there? So that you know the word miracle was in Queen Bee, not Krynic. And it worked even better than I had hoped. So those are all my finishes. I showed you the Hello Summer pillow. Okay, awesome. Next, we're on to whips. Here is my Heaven and Earth Designs project. It's called Mini Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, artwork by Amy Stewart. I started this in February. I have 6,000 stitches done. And that's how it's looking. You can see the little girl on the tree swing. This is a lantern. This is going to be her arm holding up the lantern. This lady in the lovely gown. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, I think it's turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that and still really like working on it. And yeah, I'm over 6,000 stitches now. Next is Birds. Extraordinary Birds. Oh, Extraordinary Birds by Lola Crow. This is where we are. Taking all the clips off. I roll it up to stitch in hand. This is where I am. Okay, so I just finished with feet 11. And 11, where's all the paperwork for that? Here. 11, feet 11 was called The Lovers, and there was 3 different sets of birds for that. And I loved reading the stories about them, and then of course went online to learn more about them. So I want to share that with you because I love it so much. Okay, the Great Frigate Bird is up here, Mr. and Mrs. The guy with the big red throat. That's them. And they're from tropical Pacific and Indian Oceans. It'd be so much easier to read if I had my glasses on. Okay, so these guys, let me hold it this way. These guys, to attract a male. The male shakes his wings and head and inflates his gular sac, which is a red patch of skin on his neck. Once pair bonded, males forage twigs for nesting materials and females build the nest and only one egg is laid. Isn't that cool? The next one is the greater Lafarina. He's over here, this guy and his mate. So to attract a mate, the male clears a platform by scrubbing a branch clean. He calls to any nearby females to trying to impress them with fanning his feathered cape and iridescent chest plate while hopping around and snapping his feathers rhythmically. And I looked that up online so I could see what that looks like. It's hilarious. The female to male ratio is very low, and picky females may observe 20 dances before choosing a partner. So what do you think of that guy? Is he doing a good enough job to be her partner? So fun. And then the last is a flame flower, and he's over here. This little tiny one over here from New Guinea. They have an elaborate mating ritual. They meticulously build a bower of twigs and gather berries, rocks, leaves, and other gifts for his suitor. Then the male begins his dance. His bright yellow eyes dilate and contract, and he waves one wing rhythmically while bobbing up and down. Females are very selective, and courtship dances can last up to 40 minutes. Aren't these birds fabulous? Birds are extraordinary. That's probably why Lola Crow called this Extraordinary Birds. So I'm finished feet 10 now, and I'm on to feet 11. And this is what it will look like. I'm sure you've seen some finished ones online. Yeah, as you can see, I still have a lot more to do. And this is the last step, which a lot of stitches, this guy. And yeah, that'll take me a long time. But right now I'm on feet 11, which is creatures at the bottom, prehistoric creatures. So I'm doing this one, and then there'll be some other ones in here. So I'm not giving up on it. I'm continuing with it, even though I'm bringing up the rear in terms of the participants. I still really love it, and I'm still going to keep on working on it. Okay, next is the Spooky Night Sal, which has slowed up my progress on birds because of Spooky Night Sal. This is by Tiny Modernist. And this is how far I am on the Sal. Yes, there we go. I'm just starting the witch. So fun. So I'm on step 4. I think there's 12 or 14 steps that are posted. And so again, bringing up the rear, but again, not giving up. And the great thing about this, besides the fact that it's so fun and awesome graphics, easy to stitch, is only 6 or 8 colors of floss. And I'm using this that I got at Stitchy Meetup to put some floss on, and I've got the floss color numbers on there. So easy to use, so convenient. I'm really loving that. So that's a Spooky Night Sal by Tiny Modernist, and I hope that I will be able to finish that in time for Halloween, but who knows? It's kind of slow going. Like I said, I'm on step 4 of about 12 steps. Okay, now Serenity is next. This was a Stitch North project. Where is she? Here. Bag? There she is. Okay. This is called Serenity by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching. And I've been working on the lady's big dress and the pockets. And she's coming along pretty good. I'm really happy with how that's turning out. I'm doing everything as called for. And it is a Roxy Floss conversion, and it's turning out great. Very relaxing stitching. That's on 18 count. 18 count speculoos. Okay, next is an old project called Hold Fast, and I started that on New Year's Eve 2024. I guess so, not so old, but I look at the top. I did not leave enough room for the border on the top. Why I did that, I don't know. This was the size of piece that I had, and why I didn't center it more, who would even know? But anyways, I put 2025 in there. Well, I just put the 25. I haven't put the 20 in yet because I really want to finish it this year. The reason why I haven't is I don't love the colors, A, doing it as called for, but B, it's on this very crunchy fabric that stands up on its own. It's not nice to work with when you stitch in hand. And I'm also very worried about that top lack of a border, but it is what it is, and I would like to get it finished. So the pattern is, I found it online on a website called Some, S-U-M, of their stories, Some of their stories. And this is on an even weave fabric. Anyways, I will try to finish it. And I did work a little bit on it when I was attending the Harvest Moon event online. I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. You can hear that dog barking. That has been barking the entire time since I started this. I'm sorry. Hopefully he will decide he's had enough barking, but apologize for that if that's annoying you. Okay, one that's out of the frog box that I'm so excited about is Collector's Heart by Heart and Hand. And I had made some major errors on this part of the design, some counting errors. It was in the frog department for a long time, but it's out of the frog department. Yes. There wasn't really much else I wanted to say, except that I'm so excited that it's out of the frog department. Over here was where all the unstitching went on. Every time I picked it up, I did 15 minutes. Nicole suggested that on one of the comments from a previous video. Every time I picked it up, I unstitched, and you can see all the kind of disturbed threads over here, all the way over to here. It was unstitched. And now I did all of this. And I'm so happy with how it's coming along. I really like this design, and now I'm back on track. And for some reason, it's very easy to make a mistake. I stitch, then I double check and double check. I don't know if it's because it's 2/2, if it's 36 count, and that's not really my jam. If it's the design, every part of the design is different. There's not a lot of repeats in terms of patterns to pick up. So I don't know what my problem is, but it's very easy to make mistakes, and I've made a lot. But I'm double checking and triple checking now. So hopefully it will be okay. All right. Now I want to show you some quilting stuff. I finished a quilt top that I had started. My friend Diane passed away, and I got some of her leftover fabric to make this project. It's a stretch star. Free pattern on Bonnie Hunter of Quiltville's website, but it's not called stretch star. But that's what I know that design by. So half of it is her fabric and half of it is mine, and there wasn't enough to finish the rows, so I just put some gray fabric from my stash in there to make it build it up big enough to make a donation quilt. So that's going away for quilting, and I won't see it again probably unless I get it back for binding maybe, but so I just wanted to share that. And oh yes, I did a really fun gig where I got to judge a block contest for a fall fair. So they had over 50 blocks submitted, which is an awesome participation rate. And this was the block, which they called Parfait. And the block was to finish 13.5 inches. So they gave me a kit just for fun. So I sewed it just for fun to see what it would be like. And so I wanted to show you what happened when I did my block, because when I was sewing my block, I lost one of the strips. And I thought, oh, I got a kit that didn't have enough fabric. What will I do? So instead of making the sashing the light color, I made it the dark color. So of course it would be disqualified right away to enter the competition because it is not done correctly. I did the sashing in green. And as soon as I had finished the block, I found the strip on the ironing board. Isn't that exactly the way it goes? You think you don't have it, you don't have enough, whatever. As soon as it's finished, you find what you needed. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to encourage everybody to enter fall fairs. It's lots of fun. And to remind you that judges are not AI. We are not computers. We are human beings with human eyes. And sometimes we catch mistakes and sometimes we don't see them. So if you're looking at 50 quilt blocks and you're trying to decide which are the top like 5 place ribbons, you do the best you can. Of course, I first measure them and see, do they measure 13.5 inches? If not, they're disqualified because it's supposed to be 13.5 inches. And then I look for other problems. So my block will be disqualified because it doesn't have the correct sashing, which should be light. But also there's a lot of problems here. Like this should line up with this. It does not line up. And this is me doing my best sewing. And also there are some corners that kind of got chopped off in sewing of the seams. This one is not really good because it's too far away. This one's chopped off. That one's not close enough. So, and look at that. That's not even straightly lined up. Straightly, is that a word? Anyways, what I wanted to say was just do your best, and your best has to be good enough. And judges might see those mistakes and they might not, but we have to pick the 5 best ones or the 3 best ones, and whatever your eyes notice, that's what you base your decision on. So just to remind you that sometimes judges make mistakes. Oftentimes I go to a fair and I go like, ooh, I would have picked that one for a first place winner, not that one. And I don't know what their eyes saw. Their eyes saw something different than my eyes saw. And just to remind you that we're not AI. We are not perfect. We make mistakes and we do the best that we can, but we have human eyes and human brains. So just want to put a plug in there for judges in case you had a negative experience. Okay, that's enough of that. That's it for quilting. Okay, new starts. I have a bunch of new starts coming up. I attended the Harvest Moon hangout with Lindy Stitches. It was lots of fun. I met lots of interesting people. And of course, I got some new patterns. I don't have any pictures to show you because my photocopier or my printer is broken. And the ones at Staples, when I went there twice recently, were also out of order. So I bought Broom Sisters by Lindy Stitches, and I bought Pumpkin Party by Lola Crow. Oh, one of the greatest things from the Harvest Moon Hangout was meeting Lola Crow. They had an interview with her. Oh my goodness, she's otherworldly in terms of a designer. Her brain is brilliant. And so I bought her pattern called Pumpkin Party, and I'm going to start that with Lisa, the 4-City Stitcher, hopefully this weekend, if I can get the flosses that I need. And the last thing I bought was Family Threads, which is a fundraiser that is being done by Sarah and her husband Josh. Sarah is the rocking chair stitcher, and I've stitched her designs before. They are trying to raise money for their adoption process in Canada. It's very expensive to adopt children, and that process costs a lot of money, and they're trying to raise money for that adoption process for their family. And so you can go to her Rocking Chair Stitcher website, Etsy store, or her floss tube, pardon me, and you can buy her fundraiser patterns. You get 7 patterns, and I'm just deciding now which one I want to start first. So I encourage you to support Sarah and her family to get another baby, and go buy those patterns from her. Okay, and I guess last is just a giveaway like I like to do at the end, and I'm going to give away this pattern since I'm done with it. Silver Creek Sampler, if you would like to make this for a little special someone, it says, "Sent from heaven's brightest star, what a miracle you are." If you would like to have this pattern to stitch, in your comment below, use the word star. And then I'll do a drawing and send this off to whoever wins that drawing. Last floss tube video, we had 2 giveaways, and that went to Karen. One went to Karen Daniel, and one went to Sharon Mahone. And they've already received them, so that's awesome. So you feel free to enter, Sharon and Karen, feel free to enter for this one if you want. I'll pick the winner before the next video. And that's it for today. So that was my September stitching, and I look forward to October. Fall is my favorite. I feel like I'm at my best, healthiest self in the fall. I love the weather. It's a beautiful sunny day, high of 15 today, which is perfection for me, and I hope you're enjoying whatever season you're in, and that you'll come back at the end of October to see what I got up to. Okay, take good care of yourself. Bye for now.